Welcome everyone to Hands-On Politics Minis. Here at Hands-On Politics, we pride ourselves on making politics understandable for those who want to understand politics. In today's HOP Mini, we're tackling a hot-button topic: illegal immigrants and the due process protection they're entitled to in the United States. We will cover the essentials briefly, clearly, and completely. So why do we have to have all this conversation at all? Well, it's because leftists and liberals claim Trump is destroying our Constitution, our constitutional protections, by allegedly denying illegal immigrants or illegal aliens their due process prior to being deported. But let's remember that Democrats illegally ignored all immigration laws, and they allowed millions and millions of illegal aliens to illegally cross our borders. This includes violent criminals, it includes murderers, rapists, drug dealers, and others who are dangerous and shouldn't be in the United States at all. Democrats purposely ignored our immigration laws because they want illegal aliens here for various reasons: for their vote, for federal money that comes along with population through the census. Ultimately, they want them here to fundamentally change America. But now, since the Trump administration is deporting the people who are here illegally, and since Democrats need their votes, Democrats have all of a sudden become sticklers for legal processes. But you will see why the Democrats are wrong and illegal aliens are getting the due process they are entitled to. So let's talk a little bit about illegals. What exactly is an illegal alien? Well, an illegal alien is a foreigner without legal authorization to be in the United States. This includes people who entered unlawfully. Maybe they crossed over our border somehow, maybe climbed over a fence, crawled under a fence, was smuggled in the back of a truck, or even maybe it's someone who came here legally on vacation or went to school or for work, but they overstayed their visa. Either way, they are illegal aliens. Also, and this next point is critically important, and Democrats try to confuse this issue all the time. Legal immigrants are here legally. Illegal aliens are here illegally. Legal immigrants can stay. Illegal immigrants must go. So you might be asking yourself, well, how does law enforcement know if someone's an illegal alien? Well, this is not a difficult task in the overwhelming majority of the cases. It's known where they are: in border states near ports of entry, farms and agricultural processing sites, at day laborer locations. When a potential illegal alien is stopped, law enforcement asks basic questions to determine if they are legal citizens or not. They're asked for identification. Where do you live? Where do you work? What's your phone number? What's your social security number? Do you have a driver's license? Do you have a visa? Do you have a birth certificate? Do you have an alien registration number? The law enforcement official also checks federal databases. If the alleged illegal alien doesn't have any of these IDs, they are detained as an illegal alien. So now let's switch gears to what exactly is due process. Due process is simply the legal principle that the government cannot punish, remove, or take from you without following fair and established rules, which give people a fair and reasonable chance to respond to any accusation that the government might be making. It is the legal process a person is entitled to or due based on the situation or circumstance, and it depends on the individual's situation and circumstance. Many people think of law and order when they think of due process. They think of the presumption of innocence, the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney, the right to a speedy and public trial, and all the rest. Now, these are types of constitutional protections, and they are associated with due process, but not in all cases. You get due process if you're accused of cheating at school or you're fired from a job, but it's a very different due process than what I just explained above. Also, due process for a 12-year-old stealing candy will probably be a little bit different than the due process for an adult who commits grand theft auto. The key point is that due process is not a one-size-fits-all legal process. It means a fair and equitable process for the particular situation and circumstance that you're in. Where did we get this concept of due process in the United States? Well, it's in our Constitution. The Fifth Amendment talks about due process, as you can see on the screen. The framers' goal was to prevent the kind of abuses they had experienced under British rule. The 14th Amendment, which came about right after the Civil War, also establishes due process. The 14th Amendment meant that ex-slaves had to be treated like all other U.S. citizens. Let me take a minute to make sure it's clear what due process citizens are entitled to and what due process illegal aliens are due. Due process can be thought as a continuum. At one extreme is the due process a citizen is entitled to. It's substantial. It is a presumption of innocence, the right to a counsel, right to remain silent, jury trial. Think of Law and Order. At the other end, at the other extreme, is the due process an illegal alien is due. It is very limited. They have the ability to prove that they are in the United States legally. They have the ability to appear before an immigration court to prove they are in the United States legally. They are not presumed to be innocent. They have to prove they are here legally. They are entitled to a lawyer if they can afford one. Again, an illegal alien is receiving the due process they are entitled to if they receive what I just listed above. Now let's talk about the legal process the Trump administration has used to deport some illegal aliens. It's called expedited removal. Expedited removal is a process to remove illegal aliens efficiently, and this law was passed by Congress in 1996, and it was signed into law by the Democratic President Bill Clinton. It allows for the rapid removal of illegal aliens. Individuals can request asylum, but otherwise the removal is very swift. The process is designated for efficiency and for deterrence. It is 100% legal. It provides the appropriate due process for people who have been identified as illegal aliens. The bottom line is this: the Trump administration is acting perfectly legal by deporting illegal aliens. The Biden administration purposely allowed millions of legal aliens into the United States. Illegal aliens need to be deported. They are entitled to a fair and equitable process. However, it is not the same as the process U.S. citizens are entitled to. But the bottom line is this: the Trump administration is legally and humanely deporting illegal aliens, and everyone who comes here to the United States needs to come here legally. What's your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? Why? Why not? Questions, comments? If you want to listen to more of Hands On Politics, please click the follow link. And if you want to leave a rant, please email us at hop2025@aol.com. Thank you for listening.